Hello guys, welcome to one more video concerning to Still.js. So for this video, we are going to talk about property. In the previous video, we spoke or we discussed about state variables. In this one will be about property variables. So we are going to cover these many topics for this one. We are going to talk about the property itself and the proper notation, and then we are going to dig deep on passing property from parent to child component. Because of that, we are going to use we are going to embed component. Actually, we are going to reuse whatever we created for the previous video, and then we are going to take a look on this special case in which we can have our like property variable behaving reactively. So by default or by nature, if we want to have reactive kind of behavior, we have to use state variables, but there is this special case for the property variables that we will have these like reactive behavior. So let's get started. Like I said, we are going to reuse the project we created in the previous video. So we have this home component, which is the one that is generated with the project itself, and then we created this one which is the child component. So let's jump to the code. So I will create a div here. Let me close this up. So I will add some content here. This is child content. I'll save it and I'll run the project. So one thing, guys, I didn't mention before, if you are using Windows and you want to and the still command is not being added in the system path, so you can just use npx still command, and then whatever command you want to run. So let me run it. Yeah, it's a little bit slow. I didn't start my machine for a very long time now. Yeah, here we are. It opens in another browser. So let me go to our Chrome browser. We open a new window here. Uh, and here we are. This is the content we added, the new content we added to our child component. Let's say if I want to have this content instead of being here, I want to put it, or I want to assign it in a variable, in a property variable. So what I will do, I will come here and I will create this content for child, and I will assign that value. So far this will be a property variable because we are not annotating nothing. So if we want this to be a property variable, we have to use the prop annotation from Still.js. So then the framework, we understand that this is a property variable. It won't behave reactively, and also we don't have this dot value to retrieve the value. So assigning and retrieving the value from property variables is just the same way. So what I will do now is I will come in here and I want to bind my property. It's just the same way as if we were doing for the state variable. So we do add and then the name of the property, and we should be good. Let me change in here property value to child. Let me save and let me go to the browser. Here we are. That's the value we assign to our property. So let's say I want to like, instead of assigning the value from the child component itself, I want to pass it from the parent to child. So what I will do, I will come in here, I will copy the property name, and I'll go to my parent component. This is where we are embedding this child component. That will just add in here. This is content from parent. Let us see what will be there. Okay, we can see that although we assigned some initial value to our child component for this property, we are able to override it from the parent itself by passing on the SD element tag. So like let us see like the another, I mean, another scenario in which we can pass from parent, or how we can pass from parent to child component. Let's say I have a complex kind of data, not just a string. Let's say I have an object. I'll create some property. I will say parent data, and I'll assign with an object. I'll say name will be Nakasani, and surname will be um, Bernardo. So I'll save it. And now I want to pass it to the child component using the same property that is defined on the child. So what I will do, I'll come in here, I'll say self dot and the name of my property, or in this case my variable, which is a state variable. So I'll say parent data, which is this one, the parent data here, and self also refers to the parent itself. I can use self, or I can just say parent. Both will work the same way. So by doing that, if we go again, we'll see that it doesn't works as we expect, but this is because we are sending like a complex data. So if we want this to display properly, we have to stringify it. Just because we are printing, we have to stringify. So let us go and see. Okay, here we are. Let's say we are not printing, we just want to use the value in the application logic itself. Then I don't need to stringify. I will leave it as is. And what I will do is I will go here and I will say alert this content for child, and I will pick the name. Remember that this is an object and I have two fields. One is name, the other one is surname, and I'm saying I want to uh, print or I want to alert the name. Let us go, and this is happening whenever we have the counter. We are incrementing our counter, the child counter in itself. Um, uh, yeah, here we are. Good. Let me press. Okay, I'm alerting. Okay, something is wrong here. It's alert. Um, okay, let me click, and here we are. We are able to grab the the field from the object we are sending from the parent. Let's see the reactive behavior that we have on the state variable. Does it work? Does it works with the property variables the same way? No, it doesn't. For us to confirm it, what I'm going to do is I will assign a new value to our property. I'll say new value, and I will alert just to uh, see what is happening. Let's go back. I will okay. I will actually pass some value here instead of, or I will just stringify. No, I will just pass some value here. Some value. Okay, we are good. Now press. We can see this is the new value, but in here it is not changing because properties are not reactive. So I'll click again. We can see new value is being assigned, but here it doesn't change. So anyway, there is a special case like we saw in the beginning, which our property can behave reactively. So for that, or for validating it, what I'll do, I will create another property in here on the child. I'll say again, it's a prop. It should be capital P. And I can just do like this, like annotation on the top and property below that, or I can just put the property name right beside the annotation. So I will say show um, content will be equals to true. So, and what I will do, I will come in here and I will use the show with uh, directive, and I will pass self show content. So in this case, what I'm doing is the self refers to the object itself, I mean to the class or the component itself, and this is the variable inside the component. So what show if will do, so what will happen here? So the content will be displayed in case the value of show if is true. In case it is false, it won't show. I will save it. Let us go to the browser again, and we can see the content because it's true. But I will now assign with false, and let's see what we'll get. And now we don't see the content. But what I want really what I really want to see is like I want to change the value of our flag that is being assigned to show if, and let's see how it behaves. So show if will be equals to uh, show if itself negated. So show if. So in case it is false, it will be negated and it should be true, and vice versa. So I will come in here and we see we don't see the content. I will press, the content is there. I will press again, the content is not there. So this is the only scenario where we can have our property variable behaving reactively. So let us see one more thing. So I'm assigning like true, I mean false in here, but let's say I go to my parent and I say, okay, this will be actually false. I mean, it's true because on the child is false, um, child is false, then I will put true. Let's see what will happen. And then we can see the content. So we are overriding the value from the child component, just like we saw in the beginning. So like before we wrap this up, guys, it is important for us to keep in mind that properties variables, we need to use them whenever we don't need reactive kind of behavior, or if I only need a flag, or if this is just some kind of value or variable that I will use on the application flow itself. So if I need reactive behavior, then it's good we can use state properties, or I mean state variables. So and why that? Because state variables, they are a little bit more costly when comparing to properties variable. So guys, this is that's it for this video. Thank you a lot. See you on the next one.